What Army nickname stuck with someone for the worst reason? Basic training was brutal enough without earning a nickname that followed you everywhere. But Private Daniel Murphy managed to do exactly that during week 6 of training. We were doing live fire exercises on the range. Real ammunition, real targets, real consequences if you screwed up. Safety protocols drilled into our heads for weeks. Treat every weapon as loaded. Never point down range unless ready to fire. Basic stuff. Murphy was nervous, shaking hands, sweating through his uniform, been struggling with marksmanship since day one. Drill sergeants riding him hard about his poor scores. The exercise was simple. Low crawl under barbed wire while machine gun fire passed overhead. Stay low, move fast, don't panic. Hundreds of soldiers had done this exact drill without incident. Murphy started strong, crawling smooth, keeping his head down, made it halfway across when something spooked him. Maybe a ricochet, maybe just nerves. He panicked, stood up, right into the path of live machine gun fire. The gunner saw him, ceased fire immediately, but Murphy was already running, full sprint toward the firing line, screaming like his hair was on fire. Drill Sergeant Williams tackled him before he reached the guns, probably saved his life and several others. Range went silent. 200 recruits, staring in disbelief. Murphy was sobbing, completely broken down, kept saying he thought the bullets were chasing him. Made no sense. Live rounds don't chase people. That's when someone shouted it. Bullet magnet, the name stuck instantly. Every drill sergeant picked it up. Soon the whole company was using it, but it got worse. Murphy's paranoia about bullets became legendary. During subsequent range time, he'd flinch at every shot, duck behind barriers when others were firing. Week 8, during night fire exercises, Murphy dove into a drainage ditch when someone fired a blank. Came up covered in mud, convinced he'd been shot. Medics checked him twice, not a scratch. The nickname spread beyond our company. Other platoons heard about Bullet Magnet. Word reached the drill sergeant school. Soon every instructor knew about the recruit who thought bullets followed him. Murphy tried to fight it, requested transfer, demanded respect. Nothing worked. The name was carved in stone now. Even his mail started arriving addressed to Bullet Magnet Murphy. Week 12, final field exercise. Murphy was doing better, building confidence. Then during a simulated ambush, blank rounds started firing. Murphy hit the dirt so hard he broke his nose on a rock. Blood everywhere. Murphy convinced he'd been shot, screaming for medic. Meanwhile, the blank adapter was still smoking on the rifle that shot him. Graduated basic training with the class, but that nickname followed him to advanced individual training, then to his first duty station, then his second. Military records might say Daniel Murphy, but everyone called him Bullet Magnet. Tried to reinvent himself at each new assignment, claimed his real name was Dan, or Danny, or Mike. Didn't matter, word always got out somehow. Previous units would warn the new guys about Bullet Magnet. The irony hit during his first deployment to Iraq. Murphy actually became an excellent soldier under real fire. No more panic attacks, no more diving for cover. Combat cured his neurosis, but the nickname stuck anyway. By then it wasn't about fear anymore, just tradition. 10 years later, he was Staff Sergeant Bullet Magnet Murphy, wore it like a badge of honor. His own soldiers called him Bullet Magnet. He'd introduce himself that way to new units. Staff Sergeant Murphy, but everyone calls me Bullet Magnet, long story. Retired after 20 years, pension paperwork probably still has both names. The man who panicked during basic training became a decorated combat veteran, but some nicknames never die. Last I heard, his grandkids call him Grandpa Bullet Magnet. He tells them stories about dodging invisible bullets during the war. They think he's the coolest grandfather alive.